If there has to be a physical and a spiritual, then one has to be the subject of the other. One has to be powerful and the other is less. So that is the same concept they built God and devil. God has to be powerful and another has to be less. There's nothing like a God and a devil. Only baby. The God and the devil come together to make the creators. Where does all power come from? According to one who believe now. They say supposedly the devil not power of evil. So how's that different? That there's a Holy Spirit and there's a demon. It's a lie. There's no demon anywhere, same as there's no Holy Spirit anywhere.
Holy Spirit is in there.
There's no demon anywhere and there's no Holy Spirit anywhere. It's just spirit.
Spirits are the spirits.
Spirit, period. The natural law is capable of being discovered, one, being understood, two, and being harmonized. This is what people don't understand, and they call certain things secret societies.
Talk to us.
Freemasonries. Demi, this court. All that they've done is that they've discovered a natural law, a natural principle, how to make them successful. They've studied it, understood it, and now they are applying those natural principles. And it's making them do great. Now, also, what it be principle be abesha once. No, so don't even follow after the natural principle. And what is happening to you? You are sinking and you're going down in poverty. But I won't apply principle on that, bro. No, they are becoming the great of society. If you want the manifestation, in Isaiah and Isaiah business area, if you want to prosper in that, what you need is to understand the natural law of that business, the natural law of that skill, the natural law of that trade. Discover it, understand it, and now apply it. You will succeed automatically. Nothing can stop you once you discover the natural law. Religion says believe, accept, and do without question. The natural law says this exists. You are bound by it. Be the best you can, do to understand it, and you will succeed with it. But the natural law, which supersedes and is a higher power to religion, is telling you that on phone school school. This is what you need to do. The mazi owoho. It exists. This exists. Wealth exists. Success exists. Health exists. Good marriage exists. Good relationships exist. Good children exist. Prosperity exists. You don't have to believe it.
You don't need to believe it.
You don't need to believe prosperity before it exists already. It is there. This is what you have to do. You are bound by it. So let me break it down again and use the simple principle of breathing. Whether you believe it, whether you don't believe it, breathing exists, breath exists, and it is working. And you are bound by it. It is within you. It is not now coming to you and now coming to look for you. And now you... no, it is already in you. This is a natural law.
So don't break the law of breathing by holding your nose.
The problem is that majority of us think, because at the end of the day, all of us are here to succeed. Majority of us think that the success is out there and we have to go and chase for it. Just as breathing is not out there, success is not out there. God is not out there. Bosom is not out there. It is in you. You are bound by it.
To succeed.
You are one with it.
A part of you.
It's part of you. So you see the difference between. That is why most of these people are throwing atheists. Because they don't believe what you believe in. They don't do what you're doing. But they are succeeding more than you. And they are bringing your entire nation loans and regulations for you to abide by it. Because our area, didn't your own very Bible says that Christ be the one who borrows? So why are we borrowing? Because the regime, instead of us to understand that the thing is already in existence. Why bother the doubt on your ban water by yet? Natural law is saying that the best you can do is to understand its operations. It's so powerful. The applications, the operations, the operation systems of nature is what we need to understand. Natural law has nothing to do with religion. It is not a belief system. It is science. To make a spiritual science. It is science. It is a discovery operation that already is in effect, that we can either understand or align our behavior to be ignorant of or suffer that effect. The natural principle of health, of living good, of doing well is there. Just understand it and apply it.
The best thing you can do is to understand the operations of nature.
That is it.
Wow.
That's all you need to understand how nature works. It's a natural law. You don't have to believe it. You don't even need to fully understand it. It will operate, it will work.
Oh.
Belief is irrelevant to natural law. It does not care whether your belief systems are. It doesn't care about your programming. No imam, no bishop, no high priest, no whatever, Kohan, no Buddha, no nothing can pray the earth away. Let them try. Nobody can. Where are all the resources of the world are coming from? Where are they coming from? From nature.
From nature, from earth.
From nature. Listen, the spiritual and physical, which is material, people want to call it, has to be together at all times. You can never separate them. If you do so, it will never be whole again. The spiritual and the physical makes you a human being. It is not the spiritual that makes you a human being. Stop trying to separate. No, oh, I'm trying to be a spiritual person. How can you try to be a spiritual person? How is question as in a tautology in the sense that you're trying to be a spiritual person. There's a personality in there. And this personality is coming from nature. It's not coming from the spirit. Once there's a personality, you cannot be a spiritual and personality and think that I want to be a spiritual person. It hasn't worked. It's either you are or you are not. And the reason why you are is because you have a physical presence and a spiritual presence together, not separated. As we know it. I won't say creators, but a bit more part of the or they are okay with creators. So let's pretend it's only one creator, but there's not.
Why?
We have multiple creators.
Multiple creators, right?
Of course. There's not one creator. So the creator now has all power, supposedly, knows all things, does all things. At the climax of his maturity and growth and power, for us to know that indeed he is powerful, we had to see what he had done. Come on. So now Bozano is the climax of the power. not the lowest, not the foundation. So whenever you see the physical, you know there's the presence of the spiritual.
Okay.
Without the physical, you can never know there's a presence of the spiritual. So the physical is letting you know there's this power out here. Why do we then put less value on the physical and you want to be spiritual?
Oh.
Because everybody don't want to have anything to do with the natural. You are the end product of the creators. You are the combination of all the powers that be, everything that can ever be in existence. You are the combination of all of that. So instead of us seeing ourselves, and not just as everything in existence, seeing ourselves as the climax, we are rather seeing ourselves as the mediocre. Now you try to build spiritual life. Now, if you never had a spiritual life, would you be in existence in the first place?
So it means spirituality will be
You had it. That is why you have manifested. Wealth, you have it. That is why you have manifested. Ayarasa, you have it. That is why you have manifested. Now you've come to the height. The only thing you can do to yourself in there, this is what the programming is doing. To try to separate the two is total madness. To try to say, oh, spirituality, physicality is total madness. The two is one. Physical is the scene of the visible crime. All religious movements have committed a very huge crime and offense by bringing enmity between the spiritual and the physical. Your body is separate from your spirit, and your spirit is separate from your body. So there's a constant contention, there's a constant fight. You have to fast to become spiritual. It's an abomination. You have to fast. Echo Bible also, you have to fast, wear sackcloth, so that Yankupon be at Wednesday. If the God that created you cannot hear you as you are and knows everything about you and understands everything about you, you are still coming into understanding. You don't know the full detail of your being. May have 40 days, 50 days, and all that. All these things does not make you or add an iota to your being. On Sister Bibia or Abraham, the only thing fasting will do for you is to help your digestive system to be free. And faster, all that is happening to you, you are giving your system relief so that your system can pick up again when you start eating. To think that you have to do something to become spiritual. You are already a spiritual being. Your physical is already a spiritual being. It's that separation between spirit and physical. That is what they stood on to create their religion. And that is what brought that whole disparity between God and devil. There has to be because if there has to be a physical and a spiritual, then one has to be the subject of the other. One has to be powerful and the other is less. So that is the same concept they built God and devil. God has to be powerful and another has to be less. There's nothing like a God and a devil. Only baby.
Hey.
It's not anywhere.
There's nothing like God.
There's nothing like God and the devil. It's just one.
One.
It cannot survive. It cannot exist if the two don't come together. Right? So what? Because the lack of they didn't understand the natural principle. They went in there and taught there. Or soon, there's a difference between the spirit and there's a difference between the physical. So therefore, there has to be a difference between a God and a devil. The God and the devil come together to make the creators. Where does all power come from? according to one so who believe in a woman.
God.
And they say supposedly the devil not power of infant.
God.
So how's that different?
I created the destroyer to destroy.
How can that ever be possible? Because the minute then we are creating an alternative being aside some creator. They throw dust in all of our eyes to confuse everybody to think that there's a God and there's a devil. That there's a Holy Spirit and there's a demon. It's a lie. There's no demon anywhere, same as there's no Holy Spirit anywhere.
Holy Spirit is universe.
There's no demon anywhere and there's no Holy Spirit anywhere. It's just spirit.
Spirits are just spirits.
Spirit, period. Who brought the disparity? I don't know where you study theology. Oh, you don't understand. A demon is a disembodied spirit. Abon. One abon. A demon is a disembodied spirit. Every time I crano, obe fuhunem nimbia wabe a demon. Mobwa. Not say the host is a demon. Kathleen Coleman, demon. Billy Graham, demon. Mas Morrow, demon. Because it is also a disembodied spirit. It's the same as they created light and darkness. It's an illusion. It is false. There's nothing like light and darkness. It's one.
Light and darkness is one.
Now, without the shade of darkness, you can never see light. How can you ever see light? How would you despair? How would you differentiate? If one does not exist, the other will not exist. The reason why the other exists is because the other exists. Inte biene boma no ye day. Into no what's in there. And there was darkness and there was light and the two became one day. The two became one day. Ye need half day near darkness and that near light and that and it's just one day. But the one day has variations. What is one day?
24 hours.
24 hours. In the 24 hours, what do we see?
12 dark, 12 days.
But you call it all day. You don't call the darkness something else and you call the light something else. The two is a day. One day. It's a combination of the two energies. It's spirit. It's a combination of what you call as demon and what you call as Holy Spirit. A bienu woman or a spirit. It is what you call obansam. It is what you call offended. So it's the manifestation of that which is within that becomes without. And here, there's nothing like saint. There's nothing like sinner. There's nothing like hell. There's nothing like heaven. On yano cut. It's only idiots that will go to heaven. Lack of a better way. Lack of a better way. Because you cannot question anything. It's the minute you stop using your faculty, you don't think. Erijim. Right? Do you know the people that will go to hell? All the people we are celebrating. Kwame Nkrumah, offended. Every name you can ever mention.
Okay.
I don't know about hell. All the inventors, all the creators, all the people that are making life for this. You put your condition, you put your microphone, you put your radio frequencies, TV frequencies, you put them. All these are all the people going to hell.
Why?
None of them will go to heaven. Because what Jenny knew that there's nothing like a God. It's only nature and the principle that nature has. If there was something like a God, that was so mad. I mean, God of Bible. That was so mad. The world will see Tower of Bible. Why didn't this no move for you? We'll see rockets or space. Why didn't no move for you? Rockets uncle higher than the Tower of Babel. Why didn't no move for you? Why don't on one side and Elon Musk all created SpaceX, right? Why didn't the machine so creating on both of them? Because law of nature no they apply near the inventing zaman near the and zamano. Yeah, that to baby, near for book be the honor no margin into a gym from getting or heaven. There's nobody that can pick up the Bible and say the Bible is all that it is, that can create anything for us to use. Me, on the other hand, I'm also thinking, what can I do to ensure that Obiani headache bill? I'm going against what you believe in. Because what you believe in is to go and pray. I'm saying, no, I won't pray. The bottom line of American, you are all spiritual, all natural, all powerful. And all the experiences are for me is all written, it's all in your database. Everybody on the face of the earth, if you train yourself in the same way, you can do it. Easy. But what in the majority of us, one, because of programming, there are so many things that you are concluded that we can't do. Or see it through. And once you have that mentality that I can't do it, you won't do it. There's a natural principle. Okay, cool. There. Once blood touches the earth must respond.
For the two are together.
The two are one. Into nature, you become spiritual. When you stay in nature, you don't even have to fast. You will become spiritual.
Give us how do I become spiritual? Explain it with example. Remember Matthias said, waiting Rebecca said, no go hand in hand.
Give me a simple example. Into what to Zina, one ma spiritual name, no one ma physical name, one name. The one name represents both sides of the It's that easy. The minute is in a baba toward you no or tell that as a corner or tase. It's alive. So on task and combo to witrim da. Into all tasks no about to witrim. What it means is that able to my year nananum that show or do man come that show there. Bet forth that company. Then what you do next is that you go and look for the physical natural principle that would help you bring the company into seeing. That's the only difference.
You're going to do documentations and all that.
Into seeing, into the where is the physical office? The spiritual office in our paper, no, no. Where is your physical presence? Your physical office? Where's your location? But on paper you exist. But be me won him into our no that into the minute any idea be wo trim no, them idea no is in existence. So it's now up to you to apply the natural principles to allow that idea into physicality.
If there is any example, add it, because now we are beginning to understand. Say, and I didn't about who has me winning in spiritual. But it's up to you to nurture it and bring it to life.
And I can nurture it. And can spiritual it. That's nurture it. Nature is the only key and the doorway that brings things from the dimension into the reality. Nature.
As a president, you should go through the process and do the voting process and become it. Register and do the process. Propaganda
and you see, nature does not know good or bad. Already I said that there's nothing like good or bad. Nature does not know good or bad. For example, what about Towtrim, the bear president? The bear president, Papa, the bear president, Bodamfo is not the subject in question. The subject is my bear president. Once you've accepted and conceived it, and start to apply natural principle now, President Nana don't be a papa, don't your papa. Only another topic.